Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. Mo Farah, the athlete, is someone I've always had a lot of respect for. He's not a Christian, he's a Muslim. The Mo is short for Muhammad. But he has been an inspirational figure as he has won 4 times. He's won Olympic gold medals. He's broken world records, won world championships, particularly at the 5,000 meters and the 10,000 meters. Also, he was quite inspirational during the Olympics while they were in London. That as somebody who everyone knew was had come to Britain as an asylum seeker from Somalia, he was a person who many people would have looked down upon, not even viewed as being properly British, and yet they were able to rejoice in his achievements and unite people and bring them together, and that's a good thing. Now, in a recent BBC documentary, Mo Farah has revealed, he's basically said, "I'm not who you think I am," and it turns out his real name is not Mo Farah at all. His real name was Hussein Abdi Kahin. And what happened was his father was killed in the civil war in Somalia, and he was trafficked into Britain as a 9-year-old. And then he was basically kept as forced labour as a child, modern day slavery, working in a household because of he couldn't really do anything. He'd been trafficked in. His passport had then been destroyed in his own name. And now, after all these years, he wanted to set the record straight. And he knew that doing so could actually result in him losing his UK citizenship and losing the right to be able to live in Britain, even if somebody's won Olympic gold medals and everything else, because if you gain British citizenship by false, on the basis of false information and telling lies, then you can be stripped of your citizenship. Thankfully, the British government has decided not to act to remove his citizenship. Mo Farah, he was a victim of a crime. He arrived as a 9-year-old. He says that the family where he arrived, the first thing they did was rip his passport up, and he knew that he was in trouble. He took the name of another child and and entered the UK under that name. And he said, "I want people to know who I really am." Even his wife and his children didn't know the real story, and things weren't adding up, and they were asking more and more questions. And eventually he revealed it to them, and then he wanted to tell everybody who he really was. However, who we really are is not determined by what name we have or don't have. It's not determined by what nationality we have. It's not even determined by the story that lies behind of the things we've done or the things we haven't done. I've discovered that my true identity is in being a child of God. And I've discovered that that is an identity that supersedes everything else. Now, other people find their identity somewhere else. Some people, their identity is in their nationality. For some people, it's in the sports team that they support. For other people, there's all different kinds of things. I know some people who, based on who they are sexually attracted to, they believe that creates their identity, whether they're attracted to men or attracted to women. But I want to tell you, these things are not your true identity. We were created to know Jesus Christ, and we find our true identity when we come to him. I'm so glad that Mo Farah has been able to get this stuff off his chest. I'm so glad that he's been able to share his story. I find him actually more inspirational knowing that he was a victim of trafficking. And yet my desire and my prayer for Mo Farah and for everybody else who has not entered into a personal relationship with Christ is that they would find a true identity in Jesus. Because when you find your identity in Jesus, that's a better identity than you can get from anywhere else in this entire universe. And we should never let anything else be more important in our lives than that thing which defines our identity, our relationship with Jesus Christ. May God bless you today, and join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.